Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to start a chapter that sounds a little serious, right? Relations and functions. But I promise you, it's actually something you use every single day without even realizing it. So, let's get started.
So, let me ask you a question. What does your Instagram follower list have to do with maths? You're probably thinking, nothing at all. But trust me, the basic idea behind this entire chapter is something you're already an expert at. You see, at its heart, this chapter is all about one simple thing: making connections. In math, we just give it a fancy name, relations, and we're going to make this super easy to understand. To get this, let's take an example all of us know very well: following people on Instagram. Seriously, this is much easier than it looks.
Okay, imagine two groups of people. In math, we call them sets. So in set A, we have your friends, Priya, Rohan, and Anjali. And in set B, we have some awesome content creators, a tech guru, a food blogger, and a gamer streamer.
Now, just for a moment, think about it. What are all the possible ways they could connect? I mean, any of your friends in set A could potentially follow any of the creators in set B, right? Priya could follow the tech guru, or the food blogger, or the gamer. Same goes for Rohan, and the same for Anjali.
And if we list out every single one of those possibilities, we get this big table. In mathematics, this complete set of all possible pairs has a name, the Cartesian product. We write it as A cross B. Now, it might look like a lot, but don't worry, it's just a list of every single potential follow that could ever happen.
But let's be real. In actual life, do you follow every single person you could? Of course not. Your following list is way smaller. You pick and choose who to follow based on some interest, right?
So let's say these are the actual connections. Priya follows the food blogger, and both Rohan and Anjali follow the gamer streamer. This specific, chosen list of connections, this is what we call a relation in maths. It's that simple. It's just a selection from all those possibilities we saw earlier. All right, now let's connect this super simple idea to the official math language. This is the part where most students get a bit confused, but you won't, because you already get the main idea.
Here it is, the textbook definition. It says a relation R is a subset of the Cartesian product A cross B. Subset is just a mathematical way of saying a small selection or a part of. So the definition is just saying that your follower list is a small selection from that giant list of all possible people you could follow. See, you already knew this.
And this is how we write it down. R, our relation. And that symbol in the middle, it just means is a subset of. So this perfectly shows the idea. You can think of A cross B as this huge universe of all possible follows. And R? That's just your personal list, a small selection living inside that big universe.
Okay, so a relation can be any bunch of connections. But now let's talk about a special, more, let's say, disciplined type of relation. It's called a function. And this is where things get really cool.
Think about this rule on Instagram. Every single profile must have a unique user ID. A profile can't have 2 user IDs, right? And it can't have 0 user IDs. It has to have exactly 1. This strict rule is the main idea behind a function. So this is the main point. A function is basically a relation, but with a very strict rule. And what's the rule? Every single input from the first set must be connected to exactly 1 output in the second set. Not 0, not 2, but exactly 1. So, what's the big difference then between a regular relation and this special thing called a function? Let's put them side by side. It'll make everything crystal clear.
Let's break it down. In a relation, which is like your Instagram follows, an input like Rohan can have many outputs. He can follow multiple creators. But in a function, like user IDs, every input like Rohan can have exactly 1 output. He can only have 1 user ID. Also, in a relation, Anjali might not follow anyone, meaning an input can have no output. But for a function, every profile must have a user ID, no exceptions. And this brings us to a really key fact. Remember this. All functions are relations, but not all relations are functions. A function is just a very well-behaved, predictable type of relation. It's like how all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, right? A function is like that special perfect square. So why did we spend so much time on this? Well, because understanding this one basic difference is the absolute key. If you get this, you will master the entire chapter of relations and functions. This is your foundation. Okay, let's do a quick recap. A relation is any set of connections. Just think of your Instagram following list. A function is a special, strict kind of relation, and the rule is simple. Every input must have exactly one output. Think of your unique user ID. That's it. You've built the foundation. You're doing great.
And now that you have this really clear understanding of what relations and functions are, you are perfectly ready to explore all the different types and see what amazing things they can do. Well done!